На этом видео показана страшная сцена. Автомобиль, сожженный мексиканским наркокартелем, унес жизни американской семьи. Сообщается, что семья из 9 человек попала в засаду.
This video of the smouldering wreckage of one of the family's cars, riddled with bullet holes, was filmed by the father-in-law of the woman who was driving it.
This is for the record. Nita and 4 of my grandchildren are burnt and shot up right on the road out of La Mora.
This was, a family member said, nothing short of a massacre. Renita LeBaron had been travelling with 4 of her children. They and all of those who died were members of a family from a Mormon community which settled in Mexico decades ago. Christina Langford also died. A number of children who survived are now in hospital in the US. Family members say they've seen the violence increasing.
Helpless families are being innocently killed down there. It's not just got caught in gunfire in the wrong place at the wrong time. This is a whole new level of cartel violence.
Хотя трагическое событие произошло на грунтовой дороге между штатами Чиуауа и Сонора, на видео попала только его развязка. Автомобиль сгорел дотла, опознать его невозможно. К сожалению, все члены семьи погибли в этой перестрелке.
As of this point, it's not over. We still don't know what's going to happen next.
The murder of US citizens prompted this from the president. A wonderful family and friends from Utah got caught between 2 vicious drug cartels who were shooting at each other, with the result being many great American people killed. If Mexico needs or requests help in cleaning out these monsters, the United States stands ready, willing and able to get involved and do the job quickly and effectively. This is the time for Mexico, with the help of the United States, to wage war on the drug cartels and wipe them off the face of the earth. In response, Mexico's President Andrés Manuel López Obrador said he will speak to Trump, but ruled out any foreign intervention.
I send
an embrace of condolence to the whole LeBaron family, to the family members of the victims. This is a terrible tragedy because children and innocents lost their lives. I'll speak with President Trump to thank him for his support and see if in cooperation agreements there's the possibility of getting help in cases where it's necessary. I don't think we need the intervention of a foreign government to deal with these cases.
Mexico's war on the cartels has done little to reduce the drug violence, and the Mormon community in the region has been the target before. Authorities say this attack might have been a case of mistaken identity. The family says without the heroism of a 13-year-old who hid his injured siblings and walked miles for help, those children would have also lost their lives.
В этом видео 2 гангстеров устроили беспорядки на улице, прежде чем их настигла Немезида. Вооружившись топорами и другими опасными предметами, они слезли с мотоцикла и начали крушить все вокруг. Через некоторое время они решили уйти. К сожалению, когда они повернулись, чтобы уйти, их остановила группа боевиков и арестовала. Борьба за власть в самой жестокой преступной группировке Мексики привела к волне смертей и разрушений. В ходе терактов погибло значительное количество людей.
The Sinaloa cartel's gripped in a civil war. It's paralyzing its epicenter, the city of Culiacan, and it could spread. It's the most serious conflict for 15 years.
Пока соперничающие группировки борются за контроль над картелем Синалоа, на улицах города Кульяхан появляются трупы.
One of the most powerful criminal groups in Mexico. But the genesis of this war was almost 2 months ago, a plot straight out of the film.
It all starts on the morning of the 25th of July with a meeting at this ranch. One of the attendees, a 76-year-old man with a $15 million bounty on his head.
His name? Ismael Zambada, but he was better known as El Mayo, one of the founding members of the cartel. He was meeting one of its younger generation, Joaquin Guzman, Guzman was one of Los Chapitos.
Насилие не прекращается, поступают сообщения о перестрелках, похищениях и жестоких
The sons
убийствах.
of legendary kingpin El Chapo. They were rivals to El Mayo within the cartel, but that day they'd agreed to come together to help resolve a local political dispute. Instead, according to a letter that El Mayo subsequently released through his lawyer, something very different happened. As soon as I set foot inside of that room, I was ambushed. A group of men assaulted me, knocked me to the ground and placed a dark-coloured hood over my head, said El Mayo through his lawyer. It was a kidnapping, he claims, at Joaquin Guzman's hands.
El Mayo says that he was then handcuffed, put in the back of a truck and then driven about 25 minutes to this airstrip where he was bundled into a plane.
The airstrip's hidden in rural Sinaloa. And this is the plane. It took both Joaquin Guzman and El Mayo, he says restrained with zip ties, to El Paso, Texas. US agents were waiting for them. Guzman was turning himself in, allegedly using El Mayo as a present to US authorities to get a better deal. Guzman's lawyer denies any such deal.
Some journalists question El Mayo's letter's version of events. Would he really have been kidnapped after evading capture for decades? But many others here in Culiacan see it exactly as he tells it, the great betrayal.
And it was just the beginning of trouble to come. Over 2 months, El Mayo's son, Ismael Zambada Siqueiros, reportedly made alliances and gathered forces to start a war against the remaining Chapitos. On 9th September, it began. So far, the fights claim more than 50 dead. Meanwhile, El Mayo and Joaquin Guzman are both awaiting trial in the United States on drug trafficking and other charges.
В мексиканском городе Кульякан-де-Гуаюман вспыхнули ожесточенные столкновения. Вооруженные люди в масках подожгли баррикады и открыли огонь по сотрудникам правоохранительных органов. Это произошло после того, как власти США арестовали одного из сыновей бывшего лидера наркокартеля Синалоа Хоакина Эль Чапо Гусмана. В ходе беспорядков были разрушены здания, сожжены автомобили, погибли люди. Однако члены картеля не сдались. Хаос в Кульякане, который долгое время был оплотом картеля Гусмана, усилил давление на федеральные власти. Позже правительство пообещало успокоить страну, уставшую от десятилетней войны с наркокартелями.
Esta decisión se tomó para proteger a los ciudadanos. Es que no se puede apagar el fuego con el fuego. Esa es la diferencia de esta estrategia con relación a lo que han hecho los anteriores gobiernos. Nosotros no queremos muertos, no queremos la guerra.
На этом видео запечатлена ужасающая перестрелка между боевиками и неизвестными вооруженными людьми в горных джунглях. Внезапные выстрелы нарушили тишину, и солдаты быстро спрятались. Обе группы продолжают перестрелку, и звуки выстрелов разносятся по джунглям. Личность стрелявших неизвестна, но, по всей видимости, это конкурирующий картель или местная группа самообороны.
Naik bang. Awas. Awas. Di mana? Reload. Lampu sini bang, Lampu. Fight. Mari. Maju.